I survived bullets on the battlefield, but the real attack happened in my own home, the second I walked through the door. I thought coming back from deployment would be the happiest moment of my life. I was gone for months, fighting for my country, dreaming of her face every night. But the moment I stepped inside, instead of open arms, I saw police handcuffs. She was my whole world. I trusted her with my life. Every letter I sent from war had one promise: I'll return and build a future with you. But she had already built her future with someone else. And when I got close enough to see the truth, she had me arrested for domestic threat, a charge she faked just to get rid of me. Standing there in uniform, exhausted, broken, being dragged away in front of neighbors, I looked at her. No tears, no guilt, just fear that I might expose her secrets. 3 days in a holding cell, 3 days to think. And when I got out, I didn't scream, didn't fight her. I did something worse. I showed the court proof. Her fake statements, her affair, the money she stole while I was at war, and the messages where she planned everything. That's when the tables turned. Today, she's the one facing charges: fraud, false allegations, infidelity. And I walked out of that courtroom with my honor back, but my heart still battling the war she started. You know what hurts the most? I was ready to die for her, but she killed me the moment I returned alive. Some wounds aren't made by bullets. They're made by the hands you once held. When I came back home, I thought I'd finally rest, but that night, I didn't sleep. I sat alone, staring at my uniform, thinking how I fought battles thousands of miles away, yet the deadliest one was waiting right here. People ask me, why didn't you break down? Why didn't you go after her? Truth is, I did break. Just not in front of anyone. I broke in silence. In the shower where no one could hear me cry. I broke telling myself the woman I loved never existed. She was just a story I wanted to believe. She tried to ruin me with lies, but I answered with truth, quietly, legally, fearlessly. I found every evidence she left behind. Bank withdrawals she made the day I was deployed, chat logs planning to start a new life before he returns, even discussing how to sell my stuff. She wasn't afraid of losing me. She was afraid I'd live long enough to question her. When the judge read her sentence, she looked at me for the first time with tears, but not out of regret, out of realization that the man she thought was broken just proved stronger than ever. And standing there, I didn't feel victory. I felt emptiness. Because when the person you fought to come back to becomes the reason you wish you never returned, that's not justice. That's tragedy. I walked out of court without saying a word to her. I only paused, turned back for a moment, and whispered to myself, I didn't lose you. You lost a man who would have given you his life. And that day, I stopped wearing my wedding ring, but I kept wearing my uniform, because my marriage failed me, but my duty never did. After the courtroom, people thought everything was over, but some battles don't end with a verdict. They end when the heart finally accepts the truth. I moved back into my empty house. Same walls, same rooms, but nothing felt the same. Her perfume still lingered in the air. Her pictures still smiled from the frames. I could have thrown everything away, but I didn't. I kept it all there, not as memories, but as reminders. Reminders of why I'll never let myself break like that again. Days passed in silence. Nights were worse. And one night, when I couldn't take the pain anymore, I wrote a letter. Not to her, to myself. You survived war. You survived betrayal. You will survive this too. And slowly I started rebuilding. I returned to training, focused on my mission, helped other soldiers facing emotional battles, because I realized some wounds aren't visible, and many soldiers like me come back home only to find a new kind of war waiting. One morning, I got a message from her. Just 5 words. Can we talk? I regret. I read it, took a deep breath, and deleted it without replying. Because I wasn't that broken man anymore. Her regret wasn't my healing. My revenge wasn't destroying her life. It was rebuilding mine.